All right, guys. So Elon Musk has broken liberal Twitter once again as he has formally come out and announced that he is going to vote Republican now. Okay. And I got to tell you guys, I have a lot of respect for Elon Musk for doing this. I'm going to tell you guys why in a minute, but I want to read the tweet first. As he says, in the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindest party. I don't know where he got that from, right? I really don't know where in the world did he think that the Democrats were the party of kindness. But they have become the party of division and hate. Facts. What have I been telling you guys on my channel for a long time? The Democrat Party is, objectively speaking, right? I'm just being real, stirring the most division and hate in this country, bar none. I'm just being 100% real. So I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now, watch their dirty tricks campaign against me unfold. Facts. That's exactly what's about to happen. They're going to make Elon Musk the new Trump. That's literally exactly what's about to happen, right? That's going to be their new target that they're going to go after. And we're going to react to some of the things that the left has been saying in responses to Elon Musk announcing that he will vote Republican. And I got to tell you guys, man, I think a whole lot of moderates feel this way in this country. Okay, I'm gonna tell you because I feel like I have a whole lot of moderate people that watch my channel, right? People email me all the time and say, hey, I'm not conservative, but I agree with a lot of things you say, even though I'm slightly center left or I'm moderate or whatever. Because to be quite honest with you, I'm not a very extreme person. Okay, and with that being said, because the Democrat Party has gotten so extreme, right? A lot of people that, again, either center left or moderate are saying, you know what? Maybe these Republican guys aren't that bad, right? I don't like them all that much, but maybe they're not all that bad, okay? They don't seem to be completely insane, right? It's the lesser of two evils thing, okay? And the reason why I respect this so much is because this is something that other prominent liberals, right? People that lean left refuse to do, right? Like Bill Maher, in which I made a video criticizing him because I'm like, okay, dude, it seems like all of your takes and your segments, you're coming after the Democrats for things you don't agree with. It seems like you really don't agree with the Democrats anymore. Like, you're not really a Democrat anymore. So why are you continuing to vote Democrat? Now, I understand you're a classical liberal, right? I understand that, but Democrats aren't classical liberals anymore, right? So again, why do you continue to support them? Doesn't mean that you have to vote Republican. I just don't understand why are they still guaranteed your vote? Because these same people like Bill Maher that are center left, a lot of them refuse to not vote Democrat, even though the Democrat Party has left them behind, right? However, Elon Musk has come out and said, I'm not only not going to vote Democrat, I'm actually going to vote for the other party. Now, again, this man is going to get a whole lot of hate and vitriol for this, right? They're going to make him the new Trump, right? Just like they tried to make Tucker Carlson the new Trump. Elon Musk is next up, right? He announced that he's voting Republican. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy. So let's read some of the responses here, right? As a failed progressive candidate, Nina Turner says, and I would read this in my mocking voice, but Nina Turner actually has a deep voice. So I'm gonna read it in my Nina Turner voice, right? Framing the GOP as the anti-hate party, not even a week after the Buffalo shooting, is certainly a choice, Elon. Oh, you mean kindness to the ultra-wealthy? Got it. Yeah, so I don't understand what this has to do with the Buffalo shooting. I don't know what the GOP has to do with the Buffalo shooting, considering that, again, the Buffalo shooter said that he didn't like Fox News. He also was not a conservative. He also did not like conservative. He explicitly said, I don't like conservatism, right? So how is he connected with the GOP or Fox News or conservatives? I don't really understand. Again, these people on the left, they claim they love facts, right? And everything they do is fact-based. But it seems like all of their takes are not based in facts, right? And that's the funny part about that, right? Nothing they actually say is based on any facts whatsoever. Patricia Arquek, she says, you say this with a straight face as Republicans roll back basic civil rights for LGBT people and women, including including assaulted and incest girls being forced to carry their violent attacker's child to term. You want your daughter to inherit that. Again, total mischaracterization of the conservative position on LGBTQ rights. What basic rights are we taking away from LGBTQ people? What basic ones? I can't think of any, because I don't think it's a basic LGBTQ right for teachers to be able to talk with kindergartners about sex, right? I don't think that's a basic LGBTQ right. I don't think it's a basic LGBTQ right for biological men to compete against biological women in sports. I don't think that's a basic LGBTQ right. Okay? So again, what basic rights are you talking about? Because they have the same basic rights as everybody else. Now, when it comes to, the abortion stuff she's talking about, I'm assuming she's talking about Roe v. Wade. I mean, maybe Elon will teach his daughter not to get pregnant out of wedlock, right? Maybe he will teach her to be responsible and to use condoms and birth control, things and devices that we have to prevent women from getting pregnant in the first place so they don't have to have abortions. Maybe he will teach his daughter that. I think that Elon Musk would teach his daughter about personal responsibility, okay? And furthermore, to address this woman's argument here, right, in regards to very, 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 very rare situations in which women, want to get an abortion or whatever, that's a state-by-state issue. There are some red states that allow women to get abortions in those unfortunate situations, right? So again, that's a state-by-state issue. That's not an overall GOP or Republican policy, right? There's a lot of debate among Republicans. David Rothschild has a Ukrainian flag in the profile, by the way, so you guys know what's up with this guy. He says, rich white son of emerald mine owner who grew up in apartheid South Africa is the real victim in our society. Thoughts and prayers. Dude agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion, now traded at less than $30 billion. In his public meltdown to get out of a deal he can no longer afford due to collapse in stock price of his core asset, electric car company. He cannot stop bashing Democrats who subsidize and buy cars. Well, first and foremost, I don't think Democrats are only people that buy electric cars. Also, on top of that, the man already has the cash to buy Twitter, right? The cash has been raised. He doesn't need to sell any more Twitter stock to buy Twitter. What's happening with Twitter and their stock price is the fact that Elon Musk is exposing them as a potentially fraudulent organization, right? That they may have a lot more spam accounts, aka unmonetizable accounts that you actually can't make money off of, than they're telling the public, right? That they're telling the SEC, which again would technically be fraud, right? And if you're making an offer price based off fraudulent information, then that's fraud. You should fight against that, right? Twitter should prove that they actually have as many users as they claim to have, real users, because again, that is an important factor into the potential monetization strategies and capabilities of the platform. But again, this guy wouldn't understand that. He wouldn't understand the art of negotiation because Democrats don't like capitalism, right? Leftists don't like capitalism because they don't like to work hard, right? Like I be trying to tell you guys. Radical liberal says, in the past, I bought 2 Tesla cars. I've been driving an EV since 2015, but after witnessing the thoroughly deplorable actions of its CEO since the beginning of the pandemic, I am never buying another Tesla. So they're saying they're not going to buy a Tesla, right? So are you telling me that Elon Musk voting Republican is more important to you than the existential threat of climate change, right? Which is what leftists say, right? Climate change is an existential threat. If climate change is an existential threat, are you really going to go after the main guy fighting against this existential threat, right? So again, you must believe that voting Republican or supporting the Republican Party can literally destroy the planet, right? That must be what this man believes. That is so bad that it doesn't matter that the guy is trying to fight climate change. Something that, again, you say could destroy the planet. I'm just saying. I don't think these people are thinking through their cancel culture here. I don't think this is in the stated radical liberal interest, right? Which, again, climate change is supposed to be a part of that, allegedly. Randy Mayum Singer says, translation, I'll pretend healthcare, living wages, and civil rights are bad and white supremacy and fascism are good if it keeps me out of paying my fair share of taxes. So again, this is the guy that, just last year, paid the most money in history, paid the most taxes in history to the IRS. But he's not paying his fair share, right? He's getting out of paying his fair share. Again, I hate when people say this because they don't understand financial literacy, right? They don't understand realized versus unrealized capital gains. And the fact that most of Elon Musk's wealth, this also goes for Jeff Bezos as well, is tied up in stock, okay, that they have not sold, which is unrealized capital gains, which you cannot tax unrealized capital gains. Okay. And you know why? Because the market goes up and down, right? Look where the market is at right now. Imagine if they had taxed Elon Musk's unrealized capital gains when this market was at the top and then it tanked. You think that the government is going to reimburse Elon for forcing him to sell Tesla stock? I don't think so, right? I mean, that would literally be robbery from the government, right? The government already robs us enough. I don't want them to rob people anymore by forcing them to sell assets, right, that are volatile in price. It makes no sense whatsoever. Again, these people don't understand anything about financial literacy. Andrew Yang, he did bring up a good point here that I think is worth discussing. He says there are more than two sides to everything Elon. He's basically pitching his third party, in which, Elon actually supported Andrew Yang during the Democrat primary. And then Justin Amos says, GOP will do the same if you don't fall in line. Division and hate is how the duopoly operates. These old parties are about force and coercion. Progress comes from human cooperation, which comes from freedom. Changing politics by investing in alternatives to these intolerant parties. So, I mean, a lot of people basically saying that, voting GOP is not the answer either, right? But I will say this. In this time frame, right, for as bad as the Democrats are doing, I think we need a new party in power. Okay. Now, again, that's not to say that the GOP is great. And I've said it myself that I wish that this country had a multi-party system, because the duopoly is really what is dividing this country. That actually is true. Okay. As both of these parties are low-key a uniparty, and this is how they maintain power. That's how power stays concentrated. And I really don't like that, because people don't have a real choice to get behind a party that really actually supports their views, right, and where they're at. Okay, so with that being said, I do agree with the third party point that there needs to be a multi-party system. However, this is what it is. And I respect Elon Musk for coming out here and saying that he's going to vote Republican, because, again, there's a whole lot of prominent Democrats or liberal-leaning folks that simply won't do that, despite knowing that that's probably the best thing for this country at this point, even if you don't like the Republican Party, because the Democrats are just doing that bad, right? And they really have become the party of hate and division in this country. They really have. They really have. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.